Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Bevo's Tech Pack on Trionis' server. This is Ken Kadia as always, and we've got a couple more things to show you. It's been a little while since I last recorded. Like I said in our previous segment of recorded episodes, I'm going to try and record a sort of a series of episodes all at once, kind of stream style, and then I'm going to upload those a little bit more frequently than I would ordinarily because, as I say, I'm doing this vanilla series on ProMine in addition to Trionis' server on, again, Bevo's Tech Pack. I planted a couple more trees, and we'll get to that thing over in the distance pretty soon. I got over here another Natura tree. That one's kind of weird, actually. That size. Oh, there it goes, loading in. I got these. I'm pretty sure I showed these in last video. These. Oh, there's a creeper over there. These are mega rubber trees from MFR. I found them in a chest. I had 4 of them, but I turned the third one into rubber, which is very, very useful because I got into doing some MFR stuff. I need the rubber. Over here, I've got my own little miniature grove of great wood trees. So if anyone on the server needs great wood, they're doing some Domcraft stuff, feel free to chop down these trees. I've got like a half dozen over there. I also got another Natura tree over there. That one's turning out pretty well. And I'm going to be knocking down one of them when I get a chance. Somehow I actually managed to lose. I still have my, I don't know where it is at the moment, but somewhere I still have my lumber axe. But I think I managed to lose my hatchet somewhere. So I'm not quite sure what to do with that other than, make a new one. Ah, well, because a lumber axe is great for chopping down wood. It's not really good for cutting down leaves, and leaves are what I really need to get to the wood, to get down those higher branches and then Natura trees. So for that, the best item for it is a hatchet, as far as I can tell. I think it's actually an item called a chainsaw. What is that? Yeah, there's a chainsaw from Industrial Craft. I wonder if that cuts through leaves even faster. Shear on. I'm curious if that. I think how hard is it to make that? Power unit. Oh, it needs all this stuff and 3 batteries. I might get into that a little bit later, not at the moment. Today we're going to get into MFR, but first I want to show you a little bit of what I've done extra around the place in the tree house here. I've upgraded the thermal expansion stuff out over here, and I think I hear a spider pretty close by, so he may try and attack me. But I'll fight him off with my crescent hammer, which is not Invar yet. It's probably upgraded to Invar. So, I guess upgraded thermal expansion. I've got these, which are mechanism cables. Very, very pleased that these mechanism cables deliver RF, and I'm able to use them in perfect combination with thermal expansion. So I've just got one steam dynamo here attached from basic cables into all these machines here, including 2 lead-zinc energy cells. I really should upgrade these things to get them a little bit higher energy, because as soon as I recharge one thing energetic diffuser, it drains like all with one of these batteries, so that's a little bit high. One other thing I did add is this. This is an alloy smelter from Ender.io, and I need it for one specific purpose. I need it to make fused quartz. Now, because this mod pack, unlike Attack of the B Team, does not have Artifice, it doesn't really have any blocks, as far as I can tell, that are blast resistant. The only one I can find, one of 2, is this fused quartz. So I'm going to working on MFR, specifically making an autospawner, which I may or may not be making big enough to maybe spawn gas in, hence explosive proof. Cool, isn't it? Now, I think I have some spare quartz. Let me just try and grab a couple. Oh, yeah, a little bit left. This stuff is actually pretty expensive. It takes 4 quartz pieces in order to make one. Is it 4 to 1? No, maybe 4 to 10 actually. But it's a pretty heavy conversion there. Getting a little bit of lag. All right, so drop in that. And yeah, it's funny. I think it's 4 to 1. So I still have to do another stack or so. Where the heck is that spider? I don't care actually. But the smelter is doing pretty good. Crashing inside over there is pretty good. I've upgraded the IC2E a little bit. I've got a generator here still running off of coal power, but now it's attached to a CESU, which right now is completely. Oh, no, it's not completely empty. But why is it stopped? It wouldn't have finished, would it? Why is that? Oh, it is still working. It's just working slowly. Cool. So I'm actually going to drop in, because I've been burning wood for quite a long time. I'm going to drop in some more charcoal blocks to fill up the CSU, which is going into this LV transformer. It makes a 128 Yeah, 128 down to a 32, which is fine for a copper cable because the max you can get on an extractor is 32, lowest being 2. This thing is the lowest power use of all, so if I attach this straight to the CESU, it probably would have exploded, which is not very good. So this thing is going very well. I've put in most of the stuff from, including I was very surprised to learn that you can actually take rubber saplings and put them in an extractor and get rubber. So all this rubber, I'm making a lot of electrical equipment when I get the chance, and I have the means to do it now. So okay, I gotta find that damn spider because that thing is bugging the hell out of me. I've also added a couple new heads to my wall over here because I've died a few more times, and I'm about to add another one. Where is that thing? Where are you at? Where are you at? I can hear you. He's a plotting. I can hear him plotting something. Oh, aw, I think he died. Oh, well, at least he left me a string. Yeah. Ah, well. So oh, there's one here too. Where there's 2 spiders. That's probably why it's so loud. And the lily's coming along pretty well. I need to, when I get a chance, I need to get some end stone together. Not too hard using Tinker's Contract to make a little bit of end stone. But what I wanted to show you is this. See, and I remember in our last series of episodes, we saw Trionis working on what is now his blacksmith, which is basically where he has the smelter relocated. So he relocated it from over here into this blue baby here. I really like it. I mean, he's using dark wood from Natura. I think when we last saw it, he just had the roof up with carpenter's blocks, and now he put in the Natura dark wood. Very happy with how it turned out. It's still kind of work in progress. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but definitely check out Trionis' videos. He's got a 2-part series on building this thing, and I don't think he's quite finished yet, so he's working on that for a while to come. What I want to show you is this. Yes, I made this. Yeah, I'm kind of, well, I just did what I wanted to do. I think Trionis' looks a lot nicer than mine. I just want mine to be a little more utilitarian, but look kind of nice. Me, I prefer to work with textures. He likes to work with architecture, which is, freaking awesome. I mean, look at these carpenter's wedges making this little support pillar. That is nice. But what I did, I just took cobblestone and used all the different textures I could find, well, most of them, to make this thing. This is the MFR autospawner under construction by Kanakadia. Now something else just joined. We've actually had a number of new people join the server, so I don't really know all of them that well yet. So what we have in here is on the first floor, we're going to have our animal pen. And it's going to be a 2-pen system, similar to what I had in Attack of the BT. In fact, almost the same with a couple of exceptions. We're going to have eventually I have this stuff, right in the inventory, so I'll show you that in a minute. I've got the machines. We're going to have breeders, chronotypers, and grinders in the back here. I think it's kind of cruel for the adults to see their children getting killed, so we're going to put a wall of something in the middle here. We've got this as glass. This is from Chisel, or made from Chisel. It's just let's go lineless or seamless glass, so it looks like it's all in one piece. Kind of nice. One thing I want to do when I get a chance is to make some elevators, because right now the only way to get to the second floor is through this little hole I made here up into the proper spawner room. So this is going to be, we have the auto spawner right here where this dirt block is in the middle, and we're going to put a grinder back here, and just like in Attack of the BTM, we're going to have a line of open blocks fans set into the ground here. And activated by redstone wire, we're going to have some drawbridges up in this corner, which are going to push the mobs all the way into here. And the reason I made this again so big is because I'm pretty sure that ghast need a 5x5 by 4 or 5x5 by 6 free area in order to spawn, which should be what this is, as far as I can tell. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 interior. So that should be big enough for ghast. If it's not a big deal. I mean, ghast here aren't that useful, but they're kind of useful. So we'll see what we can do. That's that. And on the third floor, which I can only access from the top right now, there's a little awning here. This is going to be the real farm area. So I made this one on the top floor, mostly because this thing is going to be capable of growing trees, and we're going to need the sky clearance. So we're going to put the planter in here. We're going to have a composter and fertilizer on one side and a harvester on the other side. And as far as storage systems, I'm thinking of using barrels, but I haven't quite been sold on that idea. I'll work on it when I get a chance. And that is not right. Wait, do I have any on me? No, I don't think I do. Oh, I gotta fix that. This block should look like that, so I gotta fix that. So cool. This is the MFR auto spawner, and once it's done, I'm pretty much 2/3 done with all the machines for it. Now all I have to work on is getting all the wiring together, which is believe me, kind of a trick because we're simply using 1.7.10, and we're using the latest version of. It's cool. I can see my house from here. Since we're using 1.7.10 Bevo's Tech Pack, we're using the latest version of Thermal Expansion, Thermal Foundation, MFR, all that good stuff. Thermal Expansion recently split off its logistics system, so item ducts, fluid ducts, that kind of stuff. That's what I love about Thermal Expansion, into a separate mod. However, the mod is not finished yet. So that's the reason I'm using mechanism cables, and I'm going to have to use mechanism cables in here too, and including as well as, extra utilities nodes. So that's going to be a bit of a trick, but I think it's doable. But fortunately, we do have thermal expansion tanks, so I'm going to use those when I get a chance to store all the mob essence and the sewage we generate for composting. Essentially, this building takes the place of any kind of farm. I mean, you can plant seeds in there, assuming that they're affected by fertilizer, which is most seeds. I think. Well, let's look over here. Right now, we have berries. We got, what is this? Oranges. These are persimmons. That's persimmons. We got sugar cane. Actually, I'm not sure about that. We got melon. We got barley, definitely. Potatoes, carrots. I don't know about wool. Another word probably. And we got a couple of ender lilies over here. And we've got these lovely essence berries, which do nothing, are affected by fertilizer. But most kinds. Ooh, I'm not sure that one's either. That's kind of nice. I'm gonna put a slime tree in the middle of spawn. Cool. See here. So we can have in one building an animal farm and a pretty much complete crop farm, all in one area, on demand. Essentially, it's not completely a closed system, but because this is on a server, it doesn't have to be that big. It just has to be small, efficient, and near spawn. So it is essentially, chunk loaded. So essentially, this will be working a whole time. The animal farm down here will provide the mob essence through breeding and through slaughtering. The middle section auto spawner will be a 2/3 return on the mob essence, so it's not a completely closed system, but it's close to one. And on top, we're going to utilize all that lovely sewage from the animals to fertilize crops up here. So this thing should come out pretty well. So without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Alrighty then, so as the sun goes down, the moon comes up, let's make us some materials, shall we? Now, unfortunately, I realized I ran out of all of my machine blocks. A funny thing, I was looking at the wiki for MFR, and it still lists, even though I went on the one on Team Kovacs' website, they still list the MFR recipes as being the ones you would use in order to make MFR materials. But if you wanted to make, example, say the planter, it only gives you the machine frame from thermal expansion. It doesn't give you the one from MFR, which is, it's fine. I mean, it's essentially, well, it's not exactly the same. Actually, the MFR machine frame is mostly plastic, so it's a lot easier to manufacture. But I'm fine with that. It's just, they really should update their website to reflect that change. Then again, it could be that the config options have been changed. I know Bevo did a lot of config changes in this mod pack. I've started watching a series, really enjoying it, especially after the reboot. So here's what we have. This is my Thermal Expansion 4 and MFR chest. This is in order of floors. First floor, we have 2 breeders on the right hand side. We've got 2 grinders on the left hand side. We've got 2 chronotypers in the middle. We've got 8 liquid varors. We actually only need 4 of them, 1 for each of the 4 sewers. Now this setup combined should provide all of the energy and materials we're going to get from the first floor. Second floor, all we're going to need is this auto spawner and the grinder. The auto spawner was actually a bit difficult for me to make because, what is it? Here you go. It requires emeralds, which I was able to get fortunately in the village. I found a villager who was able to trade coal for emeralds. But I had to go into the nether and find another fortress to get magma creams. Another word I actually found, but magma cream was actually hard to find. The weirdest thing was every time I found a magma cube to get magma cream, they only dropped slime seeds. And I was really frustrated because I'm like, I'm not planning on doing pneumaticraft. I know it's cool. And what's kind of cool, there's one thing I actually might consider making a pneumaticraft, and I'll show you what it is right now, because I'm thinking about it. Yeah, this. an air cannon. This thing combined with a GPS is really freaking cool, and I make it into that just for the sake of being able to chuck TNT into areas, or if nothing else, and to be able to, airdrop tree saplings, which is also pretty cool. So that's a little side project I'm going to work on when I get a chance. Let's see. I'm going to get some glass because I'm going to need a lot of it. I have not, unfortunately, I don't think anyone on the server actually has found a desert biome for a sufficient amount of glass. I did, however, find a big beach, and I basically cleared that out with my excavator here. See, it's got, a quarter of the energy down, almost half down. That's why I clear out most of the beach with that. So let's make some machine blocks, shall we? Getting a little bit of lag in here.